One thing I found out the hard way in New York, and this is what really is bothering me right now and making me terribly upset. My whole life that I've lived, the years I've lived my life in New York, driving, I found that every time that you drive, and the more that you drive, the more you subject yourself to over-policing, over-ticketing, fines, parking tickets, moving violations, toll violations, and erroneous charges that when you go to court oftentimes get dismissed or reduced because they know just how much of a bunch of bullshit and a burden it is to the poor man. And that being said, a $30 ticket I got for no overnight parking when I got my car at midnight, I didn't see a sign that said no over parking anywhere. Went to go plead not guilty at the court. I couldn't make it to the court. Now it's $100. Same thing now in fucking New Jersey. The fucking mafia over there has some kind of scam where they say, oh, your Easy Pass wasn't read by the thing, so now you have a $100 violation. Just fucking bullshit. You contest it, and they say, oh, well, we'll just reduce it. And I said, well, reduce to what? Half? That's still $500, $1,000 that you're overcharging me for an error on your part. And it's making like every dollar I make, it just goes towards that now. And it's so upsetting to me because it's like, I went through the toll, I pay my tolls, I paid the Easy Pass, and they're saying, oh, every time you went through and didn't read, it's a violation, which is bullshit. And I keep getting these bills like this, and it's the threat to my livelihood, and it's a threat to my well-being. It's the same with like, the more that you drive, nobody's an absolute perfect person, and some of the robots and AIs are actually safer than a human being driver, but I'm a very good driver. I'm very safe. And I just found that over the years, things like this, they just add up the more you drive, no matter how good of a driver you are. And it's these expenses, especially the maintenance and the wear and tear on the car, that just all seem like all-consuming. Anytime you have a job where it requires commuting or driving, it becomes all-consuming. And when I spent all these years driving my dad to and from the hospital, and my mom too, but my dad's for many years, that really beat the shit out of the cars to the point where you had to get a rental car because we couldn't afford to buy a car, couldn't have saved enough money for a down payment, so we'd be without a car for a while until we had to go for treatments. And I'd be on the computer trying to work and make money at home while taking care of him, cooking and cleaning, and we were struggling. And nobody like, except for a few friends of mine, could give a fuck. And that's kind of how I feel about the world. Like, nobody gives a fuck about me. Nobody cares about my problems. Everybody else has their own problems. But I just feel it's just such an unfair situation for folks who don't make much more than $20 an hour. I mean, how the fuck are you supposed to deal with this kind of economy and this kind of world where it costs money, $100,000 to go to medical college, and you either have to be a stiff and a square, a very straight person, go to law school, or go into some other kind of field that for me is just incredibly boring to get ahead in life, or climb the corporate ladder, which for me, I did that and fell off that fucking thing. I'm so disgusted with America and New York and this struggling with money, this constant like, I make money and boom, it goes right out the window for some stupid shit. And it's just like, it's just greed. It's our government that's fucking greedy, and it's like things are over-fined and taxed and regulated here, I find. Things are it's way too much of a burden for folks, and it's the economy is designed, it's so fascist, so that people who have government jobs, law enforcement, they all get these nice pensions after 20 years. I mean, look at me. I'm fucking 50 and I bust my ass every single day now. every day, all day, to the point where I'm in pain. I'm working in pain, and like a lot of folks, just got no choice. I feel like the world has just kind of turned its back on me, if you want. Like I feel like people aren't as friendly. I feel like people judge people just by the way they look now, the way they dress, and conversation means nothing to a lot of folks. Personality, character, morals, and the younger generation, it concerns me because I feel like the joy. I'm missing out on a lot of joy in life right now because I'm always worrying. Oh my God, now they're going to do this, they're going to do that, and how am I going to pay for this? I'm going to pay for that, What the fuck, and this fucking thing with the tolls and fucking Easy Pass and motherfucking tickets and shit like that. It's just fucked up to do that to people who are struggling, I mean, big fucking deal. My car parking in a goddamn fucking parking spot is not worth my God's blood, sweat, and tears, my fucking salary, Or if I went, slightly deviated from some traffic device, I mean, what the fucking, I don't know. I just feel like, it's enough already. It's overkill, and the cost of living is gone up so much. I feel so depressed and upset and alone that I just wake up and I run, and I can't help it. I have to wake up and run and clear my head and say, you know what? It's another day. Life goes on. It's unpredictable. I don't know where I'm going now. I don't know where I'm heading. But I'm thinking of running away. I'm thinking of just disappearing, going away. Just like into a wild kind of thing. Just kind of walk in the wilderness. Just drop out for a while. I don't know. It's something that it's weighed heavily on me. I just want to break from this what seems like a rat race. It seems like I'm part of some kind of machine and some kind of diseased system that's chasing money, that's chasing paper with some machine on a track. Like Pac-Man. That's how I feel like. And then oh, there goes my money. Ding, ding, ding. Like just like fucking Mario Brothers and shit. Yeah, I'm getting fucking gray hairs. It's bothering me, man. I can't believe I have fucking gray hair now. That shit bothers the shit out of me, man. I don't know, man. I can't believe I got fucking gray hair. That's stress. It's stress and loss, something about losing people that you love too soon. And that's how I feel about my family. I just lost them too soon, and what the fuck happened in the past 20 years? I don't know. But losing my mom just was like this big blow, and then my dad gets sick, my brother gets in trouble, and it's just like, fuck, man, what did I do in my life, So I'm trying not to think negatively of the past, and like, I'm trying to think like, what to do now. And every time I get these fucking stupid fucking bills, like for like a parking ticket or a toll violation or some stupid shit, it's just so excessive. It's so abusive, Parking tickets should be like $1, man. I mean, who fucking cares, God damn, man. And these fucking tolls and shit, they gouge you going over a fucking bridge. This fucking car's going on that goddamn bridge every day. They're paying bazillion dollars in taxes and shit. They can't fix the fucking roads and the bridges because they're spending it on fucking bombs and weapons because we keep buying gas and shit made in China. And those motherfuckers want to kill us. And the Republicans are all fine, happy, want to sit on their wealth and their oil reserves. Oh, well, we can't imagine a world without oil. Everything's made from oil. Well, no, it's not, man. Motherfucker, it's made from water. And electricity can power everything for free. And you know what? Fuck everybody for not listening to me. Fuck everybody that I worked with and never gave me the chance to move up those companies that I work for because I didn't fit in with their stupidity and their beliefs, you know. Just fucking struggling, man. I don't have a master's degree or PhD. Fucking struggling here. Fuck, like a lot of people, you know. And I count my blessings every day, but I live in fear of losing everything, being homeless, getting sick, fear of cancer, fear of the pain I have, and I try to put on a brave face, you know, and I try to keep it real, I try to be happy, but just like everybody else, I have some really dark demons and disdain for the society that I live in. Doesn't seem like a very happy world here. And just the other day I picked up somebody from, I'm not going to mention their name or anything, but they're from South America and they're dealing with their own heavy duty shit, you know. And I think I mentioned I had like a pep talk and kind of helped him out and talked him out of doing something bad. And I said, you know, my country, I'm not going to say a specific country, just respect this person and me. People are happy. People are playing music. People are dancing together. People are out in their front porch playing music and dancing. And I experienced that in other countries too, and I miss that. You know, nowadays you have to go spend $1,000, take off of work for a few days, and drive for 5 hours up to some music festival. You know, and be kind of caged in by a bunch of police and security, people checking your tickets, you know, as if you're in some zoo. And I miss the good old days where, well, the good old days weren't always so good either, but, you know, I just, I don't know, I'm struggling. I had an interesting conversation with somebody who worked in counterterrorism for 9 years. Spoke for the better half of a day about a number of different things. And I couldn't help thinking how folks who went into certain types of career paths are now retired, you know. My age, already retired 10 years sometimes. And I'm thinking, damn, what the fuck? You know, and I would have these discussions, taking my dad to the hospital, and he'd be like, thank you for taking care of me, Ollie. I don't know what else to do. We made these prints so that, you know, hopefully you could sell them after I'm gone and save the house. And, you know, he knew damn well it's going to be very hard for me to support myself and pay for everything, you know, the mortgage and all that shit, the bills and everything, and assume all the debt after he's gone by myself. And he saved my brother's life. My brother's not, he doesn't want to acknowledge that. He doesn't want to admit that. He doesn't even want to call me and talk to me about our estate. And he's made it more difficult for me to manage the estate, manage the assets and the money, and make ends meet than I could ever possibly imagine. I haven't even been able to fix the place up. And I spent months going back and forth to storage, moving shit out of storage, thinking the house is going to be forcibly sold, going back to court, while grieving the loss of my dad. Now my brother has just disappeared, and I'm saying to myself, what the fuck? And nobody seems, I mean, some people seem interested, but nobody really seems to want to buy the art of my dad, and I'm wondering why. And I'm starting to think, like, man, like I'm so overwhelmed that it's good to not think, but I need help. I need a partner and somebody who looks at what I have to offer as an investment, I got this message, well, several messages from somebody purporting to be Mick Jagger. Now, I have the utmost admiration for Sir Mick Jagger, and I started messaging someone who I thought, and one of these people I still think could possibly be Mick Jagger. And he said he's interested in investing in my artwork and helping me and sending a pilot to come pick me up. And I just found this, shocking. And I find it a little odd that he wouldn't call me. And then in another message from another, like there's different Facebook Messenger accounts and one in Telegram. There's a Mickey Jagger, there's a Sir Mick Jagger, there's a Mick Jagger superfans asking me for a donation to an orphanage foundation he's running to get a membership card, and the membership card is required. I was like, well, I really don't have much money to donate. I'll try to donate a little bit of money. And I just kind of left it at that. And I said, man, if someone else wanted to help and invest in what I'm trying to do, saving my house and the studio and the art, please put a comment. I know someone else had mentioned to me that they do like Airbnb, and was willing to do that with me, but it's not zoned that now for this area. It's only for short term. I could do like 30 days, so it's not really zoned for that, but still it's something that I will have to do. And when I look in the comments, I'll try to find you. I remember you had subscribed and mentioned to contact you at a later time. I've just been so overwhelmed. It's like I open my mail, and every time I open my mail, there's 6 or 7 bills in there that have to be paid. And I say to myself, well, I'll pay 2 or 3 and hope for the best, and that's kind of how I've been living, really, really paycheck to paycheck, sitting on a bunch of art and a house, and fuck, man, I hope someone out there wants to buy some art. It's not easy to sell art, but I'm begging you, please go to bernardbaffi.net or put a comment. Just look at what's there. I'm not gonna be able to afford to pay the Shopify anymore. The hosting on the GoDaddy is already so expensive. So anyway, that's my traveling vlog for this morning. Kind of gloomy and rainy day. Yeah, I guess we all just struggle with mental health and depression issues, but let's remember it's good to get a hug sometimes and to hug somebody. They just need a hug. So remember that hugs are better than drugs.